Hey everybody, welcome back to the Ben and Noah Show. I'm Ben Sofer,
And I'm Noah Lian.
and we are coming at you with new mics.
Woo!
We got new mics so you can actually hear us now. It's great.
The mics. Nothing but the mics.
All about the mics, the Mets. Today we have a very special guest. Normally we talk to a lot of musicians, a lot of people in performing arts, but today we have a guest who's very unique. She is a jewelry designer here in New York City. Please welcome Ellie.
Woo!
How are you doing today, Ellie?
I'm doing good.
Great. That's a good answer. All right.
Yeah, Ellie, so tell us a little bit about yourself. What are you doing right now here in the great city of New York? And how did you get there?
Yes, so my name is Ellie. I am
Hi, Ellie.
Thank you. I'm a jewelry designer. I just graduated from RISD in Rhode Island.
Wow.
Thank you. And I moved to New York. Mascot
Yeah,
Scrody.
yeah.
They took
Scrody?
away.
Yeah.
He is a giant penis. They took him away from us. They made him not the mascot while I was there, but obviously we kept selling.
So
Scrody merch.
if they took, who did they try to replace Scrody with?
I don't know. They had like a whole winter session class that was like, who's the new mascot? And nobody knows what it is. It might be like a rat. I don't know.
Oh.
Or like, I don't know, an anonymous human, but it's
Rest
really
in
in our
peace.
hearts.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. And what am I doing in New York? I moved here because I have a job. Thank you very
Woo!
much.
Jobs!
Yes. Yeah, I'm a jewelry designer at Majuri.
Wow.
So that's exciting.
That's really awesome. What, when you say you're a jewelry designer, like what is your regular like day looking like?
Yeah, so it's like basically a cycle. There is a part of it where we do actually get to design. So we're like given the briefs where they're like, this is what we want to see in the market. This is like the general collection. And then we design into that. And then once those designs are approved, we send over the specs to the manufacturers. And then we review the prototypes and like make edits according to what works and what doesn't. And then the cycle repeats. So
Wow, that sounds like so much fun. Like, I don't know. Like it's just something that I've always like. We have jewelry around us like all the time. It's just I never really gave it a thought. Like actually, someone had to like sit there and like really think about how it looks and everything.
the nitty gritty is insane. Like we spent so long, can't violate my NDA, but there was this one design where we like spent so long just because like we didn't like a specific like reflection on like
Wow.
a curvature, so we spent so long trying to fix the curvature and like make the reflection just right, this detail that like nobody else is going to notice, and we like knew that, but like we were so focused in on it.
Wow.
So
I love that. How did you even like get to this? Like figure out that jewelry was something that you had, first of all, you were good at doing, and that you could like it's a potential career like pathway. Like what was that? Take us on that journey.
I wasn't always good at it. I first did jewelry when I was like 10 years old at summer camp, which is not something most summer camps offer, but it was like this super hippie camp in Vermont. And
Always Vermont.
it's always Vermont. They also had
Vermont.
riflery, which I was also very good at.
Oh.
But yeah, they had like the tiniest little jewelry studio, and it's just fun. So I just wanted to be in there all the time. You get to work with fire, you get to work with hammers and metal. It just like, it's exciting.
Oh, you were like smelting the whole thing. You were actually
Soldering is the term.
soldering.
Yeah.
That's
Jesus.
oh man,
Duh.
sue me. That's really cool. They let the kids, like 10-year-old you.
Yes, 10-year-old me with my torch.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
so that was the first
Yes.
taste of it.
So I guess I just like wanted to be doing it all the time at summer camp, and then summer camp ended, and then I had to like find another summer camp that allowed me to do it, and then now I can only do it during the summer. So it was my mom's idea actually to like try and build some sort of makeshift studio at home for me. So like you can get like a butane torch on Amazon for like creme bruleeing for like $20. So like I would use that.
Love creme brulee.
Yeah, and so it's multi-purpose.
And that's why you practiced, you honed your craft.
Yeah, exactly. So I would just do it all the time after that. And then, I don't know, I guess, you just know that's what you want to do. So I was like, I'm going to follow it as far as I can. And if it becomes a job, that's great. And
Wow.
if not, I'll do it as a hobby. And
I mean, it's such a specific area to work in. So I mean, when you were applying to colleges, I mean, I know RISD is a very, very great art school and design school. So I mean, was that like your focus from the get-go?
yeah, so like RISD, I don't know about other art schools, but RISD has like an introduction year where you're kind of like forced to like do everything and do
Gen eds.
yeah, it's called EFS. It's like experimental foundation studies, or I don't know, something like that. And but I knew when I applied that I wanted to do jewelry, and I already had a portfolio built around that. And so yeah, I knew right away that was what I was wanting to do. And
Wow.
Awesome.
went right into it.
So do you make you have some of your own designs? Have you like what I don't know, like there's some designs that are specifically for your company to work on. Are there designs that are stuff that you make at home, make on your own? Yeah.
I'm still figuring it out. I obviously just moved here, but I did bring over all my wax carving stuff. For things like soldering and sawing, you kind of need a more proper studio because you need proper ventilation and like somewhere to like catch the metal dust. And so I haven't been able to do any of that in my apartment. But the wax carving is pretty easy to do on the go. So I brought all my stuff, and I've been trying to like, keep that up at least on the weekends or like maybe even after work a little.
Love that.
So I haven't been doing a lot of it because I've been tired, but I definitely want to continue to make my own designs and not like let that part of like my practice fall away.
I love, I don't know, there's something about like art and the creation of things where it's so cool to see how it can like take the shape of such different things, such different forms.
Jewelry it's a shape.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. But it's I just
They didn't need to hear that.
I just think it's really, really cool to like I don't know. I never thought about it too much, but now it's just like, wow, yeah, I now pay attention to this jewelry that you're wearing right now, and
Is that yours?
This is mine, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, and I mean, like it means more, especially when you say like, okay, I made this, or I designed this, or I specifically made the choice. It's not just like a whatever, I need to put on something real quick, and then I'm just throwing it on. I think it brings on a whole new meaning when you actually like give additional thought to the art that's around you that you're wearing as well. I think it's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. So do you have any, I don't know, future aspirations with this path, or I mean, do you want to have your own studio? I'm assuming you want to have your own studio in the future.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's so many ways it can go. Eventually, like having my own brand and my own store would be fantastic.
So cool. Yeah.
And I would love to have a lot of like creative freedom in that sense. It's a big investment, obviously, and very scary. And I think I need to spend a lot of time like building connections first, and getting some actual experience. And I'm pretty happy with my job now, so I'm glad that I have it like this like introduction to it rather than having, I guess, to launch in right away if I wasn't able to find a job. But
yeah, I think you have the path that you have right now is it's like the optimal. I don't know if you are into jewelry making, like this is like starting in a pretty stable job where you can actually work on the things that you're passionate on while at the same time just making a living as well. That's a really it's kind of important.
Most of us have to like dedicate like 7 or 8 hours a day to just
make money and
then
the
you do your passion about. Then you're usually tired. So good for you. I give you props.
No, I think that's really, really great. I hope that this continues to go, the way that you want everything to go for your career. And it also it shows that art doesn't always have to be only a hobby. It can also be something that is like a actual means, a career, and a way to like really pay rent. I mean, that's awesome. Is there, for people who are interested in visual arts, in not visual arts, but like what kind of art is this?
It's visual art.
It is visual art still.
Yeah.
Yeah. For anyone who's interested in visual arts, and for the people out there who are still like undergraduates or thinking about pursuing a career in visual arts, do you have any kind of like little bits of words for them?
Well, definitely it's possible. So keep going.
Yes.
Yes, it can happen. How I got my job, it was just like.
Yeah, how did you get your Indeed.com?
Yeah, it was like part luck and then like also part the fact that, you know, I'm very good. But
You have to be good at it. Yes, you
You
have to be good at what you're doing. You can't just
Yeah.
yeah.
That's true.
it was through I applied to like so many internships and like very a lot of them I got like really close and they were like, oh, it was between like you and one other candidate and
Wow.
then you just didn't cut it. But finally like Missouri had given a scholarship actually. I think it's called their empowerment fund. And they'd like given it out to a bunch of different schools and the schools were able to like give it to the students that they
Got you.
chose. So I was the student that they chose to give this scholarship to because I was like, I don't know, I was really grinding senior year. So I felt very like, you know, pleased that I got the scholarship. And then apparently Missouri wanted to do an internship program, but they didn't like have the time to like sort through a million applicants. So they only opened it up to people who received the scholarship.
Got you.
So I had to do another like 4 rounds of interviews after that. But
4 rounds of interviews after you made the first.
yeah, I know. I was like,
There's so many applicants now.
Yeah.
There's so many applicants on everything that it has to be that way.
That's true.
Yeah.
I was actually just talking to a friend about she was talking about like another company having a bunch of layoffs and everything, and I was just saying like, you know, I hear a lot of companies having layoffs, and I don't hear companies. I don't ever hear like, oh, this company's hiring a bunch of people now. So it's just like, wow, it really is that huge funneling of like everything you're going to be applying to will have a lot of competition, and that's why. I mean, we just had that conversation together a while back, but sometimes you'll be encouraged to shoot out 100, 1,000 applications with the hopes of like having a shot at one, you know,
Right.
like an actual shot. And I feel like that's that kind of like balance you gotta find. Like I don't know, it's tough.
it's insane.
Yeah, it is really, really insane. And with every success story we have, like, okay, you know, like with the really great head start and foundation that Ellie, you have, that we have to acknowledge that there are also many, many of the applicants who applied alongside of you and did not make that cut. And so, yes, it is difficult, and yes, you may get demoralized, but at the same time, it's not like this was your first application and you immediately got it. You had to push through.
I think I probably applied to like close, like between 50 and 100 before I got this one.
That's a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot of them. Yeah, and you said that you went down to like the wire, like you and another applicant.
Yep.
So I think this is something that can be kind of devastating sometimes when you're like, I was this close, you know, almost would have preferred to like not even make the first round because all the time and effort we spent in the
absolutely.
process.
But I feel like there's like, it's a strange mix of like, yes, they're looking for something specific in the role, but also like you have to like catch the chemistry just right in the interview.
Yeah.
Like I did have like, I feel like a really good connection with the people I was interviewing with, and one of them actually ended up being from my hometown, so then we got that like sort of personal connection
Oh,
too.
that's
Yeah,
nice.
shout out. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, also it's a lot to do with luck, like who the
Yeah.
person is.
That's true.
If they had a bad day as well, right before they interview you, you know, it could really impact how well you jive with them too, right? If they're like coming in all like this is just another day in my life. I really don't care, and then you're trying to make friends with them and stuff like that. They just might not be receptive to it.
So like obviously you've applied to gone through application after application. During those interviews where you were like in that like top echelon, like were there like any instances where after the interview you were like, yes, I got it, and then it didn't happen, or
Oh.
did you feel it like the moment you walked in?
I don't think I ever have left an interview being like so confident that I know I've gotten it. I've left like knowing that I did well and I did the best I could do, but like you know,
healthy.
they're always like so, you know, like opaque when they leave the interview. They're like, we'll let you know. So it's never, I feel like they could give you hints if they wanted to, but I feel like they never know, and so therefore you never know, and it's just kind of like, it's all a waiting game. So when I got the rejection, like of course I was disappointed, but I never had like gotten my hopes up to that extent.
It's funny because for acting, it's like if you audition and the director tells you like a lot of good things, like, oh my gosh, you did so great on that. you know you didn't get the role.
Really?
Like that's a little like the thing because they're trying to like lessen the
yeah.
blow. You know, they're trying to be like,
Yeah.
oh, friendly.
Like at comedy clubs, I remember I was at this. I went to this thing called Comedy Idol. It was this venue on the Upper West Side, and there were a lot of like comics who were like just starting, and there were judges like an American Idol type thing, and a lot of the ones who were like just getting started, they were being very very nice to them. But the ones who clearly had like a little bit more of a repertoire and more experience, they were much tougher. So I do think that at least in the performing arts sector, that definitely exists. It's like
Yeah.
like who are you grading on a curve and who are you really like challenging? Yeah,
And I mean the opacity is that the right way? To
that's a
pronounce
word.
it? Opacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, the opacity of companies not really showing you what they are thinking or not promising you like you got the role. I think that's good actually because I don't want to get my hopes up as well. You know, if they're like super nice to me or if they're like, wow, this is one of the best interviews I've ever had. You know, oh gosh, I just need. And then you're like, okay, that's great. And then you go home and they are like, oh yeah, never mind. I think I'd much rather be like, I think I like the way that they are doing it, where they are just like, you know what, we'll get back to you when we get back to you. I don't know. I've always never had an audition where I felt like I did good, but I have had some auditions where I was like, I think the director really likes me, and then it never happens. And no tea, no shade to every single director who I've ever worked with, like or who has ever like.
This is a safe space.
This is a safe space, but like I think that the hopes and having the hopes crushed is like such a deterrent that some people told me that they avoid doing performing arts where they have auditions. They have like an innate fear of job applications as well and interviews when the job applications. Yeah. And I think that's a very important, I don't know, something to think about, something to talk about because it is a true thing to be afraid of rejection and to be to be scared about that. But there, at this part of life, like we have to get rejected before we can get some acceptances. You know
Honestly, I think that you have like the optimal mindset based on what you've said. I mean, like because ultimately you got there, but you never like you said earlier, like you never took it for granted. You just kept your eye on the ball, and now it seems like you're thriving, which is great.
Whew, yeah, this is awesome. Did you have?
No.
Oh,
I just gave it.
It's mine
no,
now.
I do think that's the optimal way too. I mean, if you are out there and you are, like, I don't think any of our positions or jobs that we have right now are going to be like the final destination, the final place.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So I think it's important that even when you have a job or if you don't have a job right now, is to have that mindset of like, I am going to take steps, I am going to take risks, I am going to put myself out there, and if I get rejected, I'm not gonna let that. I can acknowledge the rejection and not acknowledge that it hurts sometimes, but I'm gonna keep going forward. Any words of wisdom? Yes, let's get to that that part. So we always like to leave our last few minutes of the podcast to talk to our viewers and to say like, hey, anything that you would like to share with them. If they are interested in doing jewelry making or interested in pursuing visual arts and they're not sure about that aligning with a career, do you have any words of wisdom or any thoughts to share with them?
Yeah, I don't have anything prepared, so I'll just fly off the cuff.
Nothing is prepared. Honestly, none of our episodes are prepared, so don't sweat.
Yeah, I mean, jewelry is incredibly fun. It doesn't have to be a big, like, expensive setup. You can do it. You can just do it for fun. Just try it out. If you want to do it as a career, you can. And it's pretty fun. But also, even if it's not a career, it's an incredible hobby. I would still be doing it even if I couldn't find a job in the field. I will still be doing it for the rest of my life. It's soothing, but it's powerful, I guess. Wow. Like master the elements basically is how I think of it. But I would say there's definitely a market out there for jewelry makers, jewelry designers. You can get a job. It's pretty niche, so I think you've got a good chance. I think you can do it.
That's awesome. And if you were to want to get into jewelry making, like in the first place, just like to try it out, what is a good I know materials even, like what kind of materials are the beginner ones?
Yeah, so don't jump straight to gold. You can't afford that. But yeah, brass, copper, you can buy from Rio Grande or Contenti. You can source stones from like, Etsy, or also those same sources. You don't need like the proper materials. Like I said, a butane torch, you can buy like just like a saw and some saw blades. Like you can just look up like jewelry starter kit, and then you can get anything you need like for pretty cheap, and you just like need a place where you can open a window and bang it out. For the pickle,
Pickle.
pickle is the acid that you put the metal in to dissolve the flux after you're done soldering,
Oh wow.
and you need it to be hot.
Wait, like pickle juice or pickle?
It's not pickle juice.
How do you
it's an
spell that?
acid.
Yeah, I wanted to say that, but I knew it wasn't right.
It's spelled like pickle.
Pickle.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's acid, and you're not supposed to touch it. It's fairly
Oh.
I
dangerous.
love acid. so-
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't we all?
Okay,
Yeah.
so you put. Remind us what pickle does again. So.
It's you put your metal after you've soldered. You put it in the pickle to dissolve the hardened flux.
Oh wow. Fascinating.
But I literally stole. My mom had an old crock pot, because you need the pickle to be hot, and so I
Okay.
just like have a crock pot full of acid in my attic.
So do you just order pickle on the?
Yeah, you can get like a pickle solution. I think I got it on Amazon.
Wow. Wow. I wonder how many people were like talking about like let's get some pickles and something, and then they
Yeah.
just order the wrong thing. But
You're not gonna order it by accident.
at the same time, yeah. I mean, it's just so. Why would you have? You can name your acid that you've discovered any name, and then you name it pickle.
I don't know why they called it that, but I think it's funny.
I
It
think
always
it's really funny,
starts
yeah.
a conversation
It
like
is.
this.
It is great. I'll be
it
thinking
really
about that.
did. It really did.
I'm gonna be thinking about that pickle for a while. But thank you for sharing that.
Yes. The point is you can DIY.
But yes, so thank you so much for your time, Ellie.
Thank
This was
you.
amazing. Thank you for being our first guest talking about jewelry making. That's like so
Yeah.
sick. I mean, we're like, I don't know. It's just really, really cool to meet so many like awesome people with like such fascinating and interesting like careers that they're working on. So it was really, really fantastic to meet you, and super great that you took time out of your weekend to chat with us.
Anytime.
Yay! And with that said, Ben,
Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure to follow us on our socials and stay tuned for next week. Until then, I'm Ben Sofer.
and I'm Noah Lien.
Have a good one.
Bye bye.